everybody, Josh here from the J Side Friday. This week is season 2, episode 9 in a row on Friday. So this week is going to be a short one. I mean, I'm super proud of myself for doing videos like consistently, but I got stuff to do tonight and I'm going to just jump right to it. First off, we're going to go hit one of my, most favorite things to do, which is this. This is my favorite game. What's in the box? Maybe not my favorite. I do like Uno sometimes. But anyway. Summer racing. That's right. And you're going to say, what the heck, man? The box is open. Come on. Don't you want to open a box so you don't know what's in it and make a funny face when you realize you ordered wrong stuff? Well, not today, folks. I knew what I was ordering because I need them. Yeah, so let's show you and then we'll go backwards and I'll tell you why we picked them. All right, so what's in the box? Now, there's 2 boxes because they're heavy. They did have to get drop shipped because, Summit can't stock everything. But what they are is PowerStops. Now, if you look at that really closely, you'll see that they are ceramic, not carbon. Not as fancy as the ones that this is going on. But I've got 2 of those, and I've got this, which I was mostly intrigued about, and I had to order them to find out more. What this is, other than really freaking heavy. Oh, that's right, brake rotors, folks. I don't know if you can see this. Ready? Can we zoom in? Yeah, it says Geomet. That is not a frosted brake rotor. That is the color and finish that they put on there on purpose. And the reason why is because this guy isn't supposed to get rusty. That's pretty cool. I live in New York. Everything gets rusty. So, backstory about the brakes. Maybe I should hold this on my shoulder like a parrot. You want to watch that? Yeah. Yeah, you can just stare at that while I talk. So, hey, buddy. So on the Honda Ridgeline, I had put on the PowerStop Z34 kit, I believe it was, which is the drilled, slotted, coated, carbon padded, heavy duty towing brakes. Last view, because this thing's heavy, I'm putting it down. Anyway, so what there was these brakes that are super severe duty, and they've done really well. But it's that time. The truck is up to 200,000 miles now, and I'm going to say I might have only got like maybe 60,000 out of them. But I'm going to tell you that 60,000 miles towed a Mustang from like pretty far away. It's towed Camaro, a Monza, it's towed a Falcon, it's towed hatch, it's towed a lot of things, not to mention mountains of pallets, firewood, dirt, mulch, dirt bikes, stuff. It's been off-road, it's been in blizzards, it's been in thunderstorms, it's been out of state. Brakes held up great. They finally ran out. We're done with them. Now, I was going to order the same brakes, but for $640, whatever it was, I opted to go on a cheaper level. So I had to do some digging, and I couldn't find anything like this. And if you go online, you'll see a lot of those Z34s and a Z24, I believe it's called, which is like a lesser duty one, but performance street. And then it jumps straight down to like an OE level replacement setup. I put the OE on another car recently, and it held up really well. So I'm not going to take anything away from that. I actually did 2 cars. It's held up well. Very minimal run out, thanks to PowerStop. They do a better quality control than the garbage you find at the parts store. By parts store, Locally in Western New York, we've got Advance Auto, AutoZone, Napa, and like Pep Boys, Pep Girls. So I started running these things because they're just better tolerances. Now, I had to do some digging. This thing is called, I think, a Z17. And I'll tell you what, even when I did the search on PowerStop's website, it didn't even list this. It listed the 34, the 24, and the OE. So I don't know why it didn't list it. I did some digging and I found it and a part number and I looked it up, and there it is. They make it. They just don't talk about it. I don't know if they just didn't update their system or what, but it's in my possession and it's going on the truck soon. I will let you know how it works out, but that's it for what's in the box this week. I didn't mention it, but so much sail fuel. Oh, if only I had a sailboat, I could fly to the moon. That's it for this week's What's in the Box. Till next time, folks. Yeah, right? New toys, which means I can get my truck inspected, hopefully. I got like 2 days left in the month. Anyway, so let's just get to it. So I put them on this week. And I'm just going to flip through these pictures here because I don't take video if I'm wrenching, because how does that work? So we all know how to do brakes, but I'm just going to show you my tip of the week and maybe of the lifetime. I don't know. You might already do this, or you might do what I've always done prior to this, where I would just sand. Let's not fast forward here. Let's start with this photo right there. As you can see, that is the new Geomet coating on the new rotors from PowerStop versus the old rusty Western New York rotors. Yeah, gross. Yeah, see that? Yeah. When I used to live in the South, I didn't know what rust was for a couple years. Now I remember. It's that crap. So anyway, so these are the pins that I'm talking about. It's one of the most important jobs in a brake system for its success, is that those let the caliper slide in and out while it's adjusting itself. If they don't slide, you'll wear out one pad on the inside or the outside, and your brakes won't work. You'll eat the rotor up and it'll cost you a bunch of money. So the key is, one of the biggest keys is to get those cleaned up as best as you can, greased back up, and put back in properly. If the boots are tore, spend the $3 and replace them, folks. It'll save you in the long run. But anyway, so here's the slider pins, and as you can see, they're pretty gross. They're not the end of the world gross, but they're pretty gross. So the first thing I do is take them to the sandblast cabinet, and they come out like that. Pretty shiny, a little dull looking, because they've got a finish on them now. And you would think finish is cool because it like holds the grease and it's going to slide better, but reality is that just gives it somewhere for the water moisture to sit and create bigger pits. So the key is, if you don't have one of these, you can go buy a wheel for your bench grinder. I've got an actual buffer on a stand, and I like to hit that thing with some rouge and bling them out like that right there. Yeah, so those are polished, super smooth. You can see the difference between the polished and the not polished. And then when you grease them back up and put them back in, they should move nice and free, like this video right there. See how smooth those are going in and out? That's the key of success right there, folks. That's what keeps it moving in and out. Keep a good grease on it. I don't have a picture, but I would like to discuss the difference between brake pads from different manufacturers. I've done a bunch of brake jobs from stuff from auto parts stores, and I really, every time I kick myself in the butt, because cool, they're there, but horrible because the metal part of the pad, the backing plate, never fits in the hardware grate, and it's super tight, and then you end up with basically sticky brakes. So I have to say, PowerStop has this figured out where they actually machine those or cut them to a tolerance that fits the heart, like the caliper. Right? Simple idea. For years, I've taken those, if you buy cheap pads, take them to the bench grinder and grind them down a little bit until they move freely inside there. Because if they don't, they're going to stick and you're not going to have brakes anyway. Waste of money. So that's that. Buy good brakes. PowerStops are good quality and they fit wonderful. And if PowerStop is watching, send me money because you can call it an ad if you want. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Other than that, this is kind of cool. I don't know if you can read that. That's from PowerStop. It was in the packaging, and it tells you, for people that don't know, how to bed your brakes. I've always pretty much rode them pretty hard until they start to smoke and you smell some brakes, and then roll along for 5-10 minutes till they're totally cool before you stop. Go in the house, you'll have a little bit of discoloration on the rotor, and it like hardens the rotor a little bit and it beds them together, and they don't tend to rust. They hold up a lot better. If you just put the brakes together and go wheeling, I've warped rotors like right off the bat from cars pulling up in front of you and stupid stuff like that. So if you like it, PowerStop, I kept it up there so you could take a mental note. Break your brakes in. They'll last longer. And that's it for this week's JSAT Friday. It's a little bit short, but jam-packed with fun stuff. We've got stuff already in the works for next week. There's an episode of Road Trippin' coming up, and another What's in the Box. And you know what? I'm going to pause. I'm going to get to something real quick. I told you about my new Samsung S9 Plus phone. Now, I got the phone at Best Buy. I got their case, or their screen protector, the glass. I can't remember the name of it. It's whatever they plug because they'll warranty it out of the store automatically if you break it. So they try to push that thing. I bought one of those. I put it on the phone. I put the phone in the case. The first case was one of the Red Pepper eBay cases, and it's waterproof, but I couldn't hear a thing out of this phone. So I sent that thing away, and I ordered a Chinese $9 Bootleg OtterBox, not sealed, but crash-proof 3-piece case. And the screen protector, the glass, kept popping out because it overlapped the case. So I took it back to Best Buy today, and they were like, you know, you really can't return it. I said, man, this thing doesn't fit any cases. Like, I've got 2 cases so far, and it didn't work. And they gave me, after some chatting, they hooked me up, and they let me upgrade another $10 to the InvisiShield. And I will say, billion times better. This thing doesn't go to the end of the glass, so it's got room to put a case on. It doesn't cover the little camera lens on your phone, but it works pretty good. And as you can see, the video comes out clearer because there's nothing obstructing it that's not fitting right. Shame on you, Best Buy. Don't even sell that piece of crap. Sell me the more expensive one. It's worth it. Tell me why it's worth it, and I'll buy it. Anyway, that is it for this week. Follow up next week, and keep your eye on the page for an episode of Road Trippin'. Until next time, folks, get out and do car stuff.